G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is the classic Super Sledge. So players of Fallout 3 and New Vegas know exactly what this thing is, and if you're unfamiliar with those games back before Fallout 4 had its whole art direction changed and overhauled, this is what you'd have the Super Sledge look like, and doesn't that just scream classic Fallout to you? I especially love the yellow and black cautionary labels there, but yeah, it definitely looks really good, but it comes with some awesome modifications. But starting off with this, it's almost 700 damage already, so you could probably get away with not modifying this thing at all, but it gets better. It gets a lot better. So for this one, we get just the standard attachment and crits refill AP, and basically that is what everything does. So yeah, this thing would be a VATS monster if you've got the right build for it, which I do. The everything build is great. Alright, so you've got the stop sign, which gives you a chance to disarm enemies and crits refill AP. You've got the bottle caps, which will give you that bottle cap shower that you get if you've got a fortune finder 4, which I turned off because it annoys the crap out of me. But yeah, you can actually do that and crits refill AP. The tenderizer has a chance to cripple limbs, crits refill AP. The brand one, I was about to say siege brand, but no, that's a Sledge brand. And this one makes it called commie branding, which is pretty much the best thing ever. I'd love to take this into Gunner's Plaza, but there's more to come. Basically, this does a little bit more of the energy damage, crits refill AP. Now, the shocker mod is actually quite interesting. While it stuns organic targets into robots, you really can't stun the things. So in fact, they put a EMP explosion that shuts down nearby robots, which is actually pretty awesome. Now, it doesn't say you've got the relentless effect on this, but I'm not sure if it does. Here they get plus 10 energy damage along with it, so it's a little bit underwhelming there. You've got the Mjolnir one, which is basically Thor's hammer, and when you get a critical hit with this, it'll give you a little bit of a grenade in your inventory for you to throw, and it'll be basically throwing like Thor's hammer. It's actually kind of good. If you're a fan of Marvel movies, you'll probably gravitate towards this one, but I prefer DC. Batman's so much cooler than basically any other Marvel hero. Next up, we've got the Super Sledge with the buzzer mod. It adds a giant buzz saw blade on the top. It still has the standard animations, but it does a little bit more damage, and it causes the bleed damage to occur. So yeah, we'll probably want to try a few of these, but I'm going to go ahead and chuck on the Mjolnir one right now. Mjolnir, and it gives it the Asgardian military Super Sledge prefix there, so isn't that nice? So we'll grab a few of these and go into Gunner's Plaza and use them wherever I feel like it. Okay, so we're in Gunner's Plaza with our Mjolnir infused classic Super Sledge, and that's what it looks like in first person, and in third person it looks generally like what you'd expect it. It's a whole lot bigger than the Super Sledge that we have in Fallout 4, so this thing would definitely look better in the hands of someone with power armor as well. Alright, so in order to get our little grenade special thing, we just need to get a kill with a crit, so you'll go down to a crit. One shot you, no surprise, and at this point we should actually have the grenade in our inventory. Now we weren't notified for some reason, but we should have it. Yep, there it is. All you need to do is throw a grenade, you throw it directly at him, and it does some damage. It's not nearly enough to actually make this thing viable in any way, but it's a cool little gimmick, and if you're a fan of Thor from the Marvel comic universe, then yeah, there's something in that for you as well. That's a plasma-infused Gauss rifle. Alright, so next up we'll try out the discharging one, which is the one that stuns your biological targets, but it disables your robot targets. And would you believe those turrets are robots? And maybe you actually have to hit people with this to actually make that work. But we'll see. Can I get a hit on you? We'll probably kill these things too fast outright to actually see that effect. Since that's a Mark 1 turret, we probably won't have all that much. Also, are you attacking with a flamer? You could not have a worse weapon, so we'll just kick you in the knee there and miss with a attack there, and then we'll knock you on your ass and do a power attack on your face there. That's brilliant. There we go, there's the stunning effect, and that'll last a while, so in the meantime we'll just take out you. You've been stunned too, so you can die, and we'll try to get, yep, a nice finisher move there. Excellent. Is that this whole room cleared? I believe it is. Next up we'll go for the Nuka-Cola Super Sledge. So apparently with this one we'll get a little bit of the cap explosion when you get a kill or a critical hit. I think it was a kill, so we'll see. And it indeed happens. Isn't that nice? And can you pick up these caps? I don't believe you can. That's unfortunate. I guess that's why it says counterfeit. Now, usually in here we have an adversary called Bridget, so we're going to brand her a commie as we kill her. So we just got to find out where she is. That is just a regular commander. You know what? Since we've got this thing right here, we'll just knock you out. It's worth mentioning that this thing has a little bit of steam coming off the hot brand there, so yeah, that's kind of nice. We'll get a sneak attack crit there for 12 times damage, implying that we even need that damage. And in third person, it leaves those little puffs of steam or smoke there too, so isn't that very nice indeed? Okay, so we've got one gunner cooking, and the other one hasn't seemed to notice us yet. You should probably get your eyes tracked gunner. And a lieutenant, and we've got one with an explosive bullet, so we'll just have to kill them before we get staggered to death. And we'll go for a power attack, knock you on your ass, follow it up with another power attack, and now you're dead. There you are, Captain Bridget. Have yourself a crit. There we go. Before we kill... Oh, there we go. Branded her right in the face. Okay, have a stim pack. We actually played ourselves a little bit there with the damage over time stacking up. But now we get to see the power of this thing with that. Okay. 813 damage is probably not as much as I'd expect from this thing. There we go. That's better. 1,000 damage. Pretty good. Alright, so although it is worth mentioning that, yeah, this thing is currently only it's a little bit weaker than you'd usually find because we're playing in very hard with the half damage penalty. But yeah, with the sneak attack criticals, you're not going to be missing a one-shot kill on anything, really. Alright, so we'll finish off. Hey, I wonder if the... No, okay. Looks like the only way to actually get him is VATS criticals, so it doesn't... There's a little bit of discernment between the sneak attack crits and the actual VATS criticals. Unfortunately, it's not really compatible with that one. Also, you can stun them. That's nice. Maybe that's what it's for, just to stun them for a bit, give you a bit of a ranged attack. Also, instigating radium rifle. Decent drop. And you'll go for another crit on you. Into your face, clips through your head. Your skull would probably be caved in there. That was an... Oh, two-shot hunting rifle. Nice. Alright, one more for you. We'll just knock you down like that. A very, very brutal death for you. And you just had a powered leather right leg. That's probably heavy variant. So you know what? Not a bad bit of kit there. We'll just sneak up on this turret. And then we'll be done with this place. We've obviously killed the one around the other side, thanks to Big Legs 4. And there you have it. That was the classic Super Sledge in Gunner's Plaza. An incredibly powerful weapon that actually does limit your mobility if you're using it without power armor. You run just slightly slower. But since I'm using 2 Sprinter's effect gears on both my legs, you can't see them, but they're there. Trust me, we aren't seeing much of that movement penalty. Alright, this thing is obviously strong enough to take on super mutants, so guess where we're going next? And here we are in the Felon's place. And now, the reason why I do fight super mutants in this place rather than anywhere else in the Commonwealth, like in the Far Harbor DLC map, is because this place is less maze-like. This place is actually one spot, one whole cell, rather because the Vim Pop factory is made up of several different cells, so that would just require loading screens, and there's a whole lot of jumping and traveling to get to each enemy, rather in this place there's nothing like that. So we'll go and crit you. Probably worth grabbing out our discharging one so we can actually stun you. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll regain all of our AP whilst we do that. No, we won't. That was not a perk of this weapon. Also, we've got that stupid cap perk on. I'm not sure whether I've just accidentally activated that again, or whether it's just a carryover from the Nuka-Cola one. But now we're in danger, unfortunately, which means we're going to have limited damage with this. But with the use of Blitz, we can still do quite a lot, since this one is nice and down there. Okay, now he's coming back up. We can just back off a little bit whilst he finishes his getting up animation, and then get a little bit of distance on him to do more damage with Blitz. And that is pretty much how you want to play this weapon, because when you go up against things that do attack faster than you, and also, what the fuck was with that frame rate game? There is that EMP explosion that supposedly disables robots. Too bad you aren't a robot. unfortunate. Go for another crit on you. And now we'll switch over to our commie branding one. Yeah, because we need some of our AP back. So hopefully doing this will bring us our AP. Relentless effect, activate. I just saw the AP pop back. And now we can use this thing and VATS even more. Oh, it looks like you've got one too. Block and a disarm there. Thank you, Rooted. That definitely helped me. And yeah, don't forget to bloody do that. That's it. Oh, okay, there's another doggo there. Yeah, especially against these doggos, you want to get them in VATS because they do attack faster than you. I'll just go ahead and crit this bloke. And we can demonstrate how this thing is just completely blown out of the water by a dog. Okay, well, he delayed his attacks for a second there, but the other time I was getting perma-staggered by a dog when I tried to power attack them, which was not fun. Using melee weapons in VATS is how you want to do it, guys. That's the takeaway message to that. And there's no reason not to. The game gives you heaps of perks that enhance melee weapons in VATS, so why not? Now, you might notice how these guys are on fire, but it does such little damage that it's not even worth talking about. It's more of a visual effect there, and whilst it doesn't leave visible brands, which would be a pain in the ass to actually code and do that, that'd probably actually require Script Extender to do that. It is nice that it gives you a little bit of the burny feedback. Ooh. The burning feedback, I should say. That makes it sound like I'm referring to that stupid commie idiot who ran for president that one year. Anyways, yeah, if I saw him, I'd bloody get my bloody super sledge and brand him with it. There we go. Down you go, mate. And yeah, he had an assassin's gauss rifle, which would have probably tore poor old Matilda in half. But there we go. We've almost finished this whole thing. All we need to do is get these last commies, and you know what, we'll do it Thor style because yeah, that's fun. Alright, so a crit on you. Actually, I exited that before I could do that, but now we've got a grenade, throw, and didn't get the paralyze that time, which is fine. We'll go for a power attack there, and he dropped a wounding combat knife, or a discount Pikmin's blade, I guess. Now, you get to die just with this, with a little bit of telekinetic ability. That is the best way to finish off this bloody super mutant. I wouldn't be laughing, mate. This is no laughing matter. So there you have it. There's no use taking on those rad roaches. We know we're going to one-shot them anyway. That was the classic super sledge with many different variants against many different enemies. Also, the camera's locked not in the forward position, so that's nice. I get to change between weapons freely whilst facing the camera. So there you go, that's what they all sort of look like in third person, which is impressive. The modder has done a really good job at giving these things lots of character and making the meshes look really nice. And I can't even move right now, so I'm just stuck like this. Anyway, we'll move on to one more monster. Time to kill Swan, and if we can't kill him with gratuitous sneak attack criticals, we can fall back on this weapon in VATS, because obviously that is the best way you can do this. There's probably not enough times I've mentioned that already, is there? Alright. Now, are we close enough? Indeed we are. That says we can kill him all in this one run. 10,000 damage I saw there. Oh yes, this thing is absolutely obliterating him. It's actually hitting him hard enough to stagger him. Impressive there. So this thing's stagger rating is actually bigger than what Swan can handle. Also a block there and another block there. We can block his stomp. Go for another block there, another hit there as he's pulling out a rock. We'll quickly time that properly, and power attack. Okay, we got ourselves a hit there, that's fine. And now here comes the constant staggering. So you know what, we can make him quit that staggering just by giving him a good old crit. And now he is dead. So it was a pretty good fight there against Swan. I'm satisfied with the amount of times I was actually able to block his attacks under the protection of holding a super sledge in front of your face like that. Who would have known that would give you so much protection? So, I think that is just about it for this video. You understand this thing pretty well. You're going to be doing very well with a sneaky VATS build with this, as with all melee weapons. So if you'd like to see this thing in your game, be sure to check out the description below. There shall be a link down there. This one's been out for a while. It's taken me a while to get to it, so unfortunately, or fortunately, sorry, it may be out there on Xbox One already, which it probably is, because the modder here does a good job at this. It's a high quality mod, so you know that they're going to be ported in some way or another. People are going to start wanting these sorts of mods on Xbox One anyways. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.